The thing that I think when it comes to this whole political nightmare, where you have quite literally the far right, or at least a quite more right wing politics coming into place, isn't a change of attitudes from the people. It's not that everybody is instantly racist or sexist or homophobic. It's essentially, if anyone's to blame, it's the mainstream media and the mainstream pipeline of information, so to speak. Because what you have is the common man and woman, the common person that works 9 to 5 and doesn't really have much time to start investigating and searching things up on the internet. They rely on the fast food news, so to speak, like the Sun newspaper or Daily Mail, Telegraph, even the Guardian. They just Sky News and BBC News. They just quickly switch it on. They listen to what they can, they absorb what they can, and then they've got other things to do. They've got families to look after, they have bills to pay, and they have jobs to be done. And so their lives are already hectic enough. They're not sitting on their backsides contemplating this and that, or coming up with their own philosophy to life. They're just living, trying to get done day by day. And some of them are comfortable enough where if someone was to say they're in the wrong, they wouldn't know. But the mainstream media has alienated the left so much and attacked anything left wing to the point that you're called a lefty loony, or it scrutinises any form of socialism, that they kind of ignore the far right wing of things. They ignore the atrocities and negative of far right wing ideologies. And they briefly touch on it, very briefly. Even a media blackout, like someone like Tommy Robinson, blacking them out for the media didn't really do much, did it? I mean, I know he didn't get through to be a member of European Parliament, but his numbers still kind of grew. And yes, he's in prison, but that's just one example. Like the Brexit Party thrived as it did because the mainstream media offered up no alternative to the common person, to the common man and woman. So all they knew was that there was the left wing, Jeremy Corbyn, and the Tory party, which they clearly did not feel like was serving them. And so they went with whoever came across as the man of the people, even though it wasn't, it was a snake in human skin clothing. That's the problem. The media is so focused on attacking the left, are afraid of socialism, afraid that it will manifest itself into communism, so scared of entertaining any alternative that might damage their pockets, that they would rather prop up governments like the Brexit Party than a Labour Party. And this isn't about supporting either of which. I'm just observing here and giving examples that if you haven't got a mainstream media and a place where they don't give unbiased news, is what I mean to say. They're not giving you the information, they're giving the information they choose to give. It's a piece of the information. You can look this up for yourself, but there's no point because if you're watching this, you're one of the few that do look it up, that do research into it. But there's common people out there that don't. They have things to do in their lives. And that's what the mainstream media prey on. The fact that you don't have time to investigate what they're saying. And so they're so busy attacking the left, they're not even entertaining the middle ground in hopes to prop up their current government, Conservatives, that they give this big vacuum for far right people to fill. It's essentially what is leading to the rise of it. It's not that people are racist, it's that people don't feel like they're listened to on a subconscious or maybe on a deep level when they're sitting at home watching TV. They feel like they're working their asses off. Why should they? They're angry. Why are they doing this for the rest? Why should they have to do this for the rest of their lives? And then you've got the mainstream media saying Corbyn or Labour or any left-wing politics is going to damage that, they're going to attack that, and that makes them even more angry. Now they've got an enemy. And then later on they say about how, but then, they have an enemy, but then they feel like, but this current government isn't doing them any favours either. So when a far right-wing party shows up and offers salvation, they take it. So mainstream media and the pipeline of main information is mostly to blame, I think, for the rise of the far right-wing ideologies that's happening in this country. I don't think it's to do with people being racist. I think it's to do with a lack of alternative. In their eyes, there's not an effective opposition, and the media has made sure of that. That's longer than usual.